My friends, let me ask you something. Why do some people wake up with energy, with direction, with fire, and others wake up already tired of life? Same world. Same 24 hours, different results. Why? It's not talent. It's not luck. It's what happens in that first quiet hour, when nobody is watching, when there is no applause, no pressure, just you and your choices. I failed many times, rejected from jobs, rejected from schools. People said I was not good enough. Maybe they were right at that time. But I discovered something powerful. Your morning decides your future before the world even wakes up. And today, I will share something very simple, but very dangerous if you ignore it. Because once you understand this, you lose the right to make excuses. So before we go further, subscribe, like this video, and share it with someone who is still sleeping on their potential. Now go to comment box and comment this. Power. You think people judge you by your results? No. Results are just the surface. Life judges you by your habits, the invisible actions you repeat when nobody is clapping for you. Your morning is your silent identity. It reveals who you really are before the world tells you who to be. Some people wake up and negotiate with life. Just 5 more minutes. Others wake up and make a decision. No negotiation, no discussion. They don't feel ready. They don't feel motivated. But they move anyway. I was not smarter than others. I was not the best student. I was rejected again and again. But I learned to respect small beginnings. I learned that how you start, quietly, slowly, painfully, matters more than how you show off later. Because success does not begin on the stage. It begins in silence. And here is the uncomfortable truth. What if your biggest weakness is hiding in your first 10 minutes? Let me be very honest with you. Comfort is a beautiful lie. It feels good in the moment, but it steals your future quietly. Nobody wakes up and says, I want to destroy my life. No, they just choose comfort again and again, until one day they realize they built a life they never wanted. When I failed my university exams, I had every excuse. I could blame the system. I could blame my teachers. I could even blame my luck. And many people around me did exactly that. They became experts at explaining why they failed. But I asked myself a different question. What can I do better tomorrow morning? You see, success is not blocked by big obstacles. It is delayed by small comforts. Every morning, there is a negotiation happening inside your mind. A very dangerous conversation. One voice says, stay in bed. You deserve rest. Start tomorrow. And the other voice, very quiet, says, get up. This is your chance. Most people listen to the loud voice. They say, just 5 more minutes. Sounds harmless, right? But life doesn't count minutes the way you do. Life multiplies. You say 5 minutes, life says 5 years. You delay one morning, life delays your momentum. And momentum, my friend, is everything. Here is the truth nobody wants to hear. Comfort is not free. It is the most expensive thing you will ever buy. And the price, your dreams. Some people wake up and chase comfort. Others wake up and chase growth. One feels good now and painful later. The other feels painful now, but powerful later. And this is where the real difference begins. Not in talent, not in intelligence, but in what you choose when it is uncomfortable. Because every time you choose comfort, you are training yourself to quit. And every time you choose discipline, you are training yourself to win. But let me challenge you with something deeper. Something most people never think about. So why do some people break this cycle, while others stay stuck forever? People misunderstand discipline. They look at it and see suffering, sacrifice, restriction. They think, if I become disciplined, I will lose my freedom. No, my friend, that is the biggest misunderstanding. Discipline is not prison. Discipline is the key. Let me tell you something very simple, but very powerful. When you cannot control your morning, you cannot control your life. Not because life is unfair, but because your emotions are in charge of you. And emotions, they change every day. Some mornings you feel strong. Some mornings you feel weak. Some mornings you feel inspired, and some mornings you feel like giving up before the day even begins. Now think carefully. If your actions depend on how you feel, then your future will also depend on how you feel. And feelings are unstable. That is why most people live unstable lives. They say, today I feel motivated, so I will work hard. And tomorrow, no motivation. So they stop. Then they wait again for motivation to come back. They are not building a life. They are reacting to moods. But disciplined people, they don't wait for motivation. They move before motivation arrives. This is the difference. Discipline is the ability to act when you don't feel like it. And once you master this, something very interesting happens. You stop being controlled by your emotions. You start controlling them. And when you control your emotions, you begin to make better decisions. And decisions, my friend, this is everything. Your life is not built by one big moment. It is built by thousands of small decisions. Wake up or snooze, work or delay, focus or distract, learn or complain. These decisions look small, almost invisible. But over time, they become your destiny. Let me tell you something from my own life. When I was rejected again and again, I didn't feel confident. I didn't wake up excited every day. Many mornings I felt doubt. Many mornings I felt behind others. But I made one decision. I will not trust my feelings. I will trust my actions. Even if I feel weak, I will act strong. Even if I feel unsure, I will move forward. Even if I feel tired, I will take one small step. And slowly, something changed. My actions started shaping my emotions, not the other way around. This is freedom. Freedom is not doing whatever you feel like doing. That is chaos. That is weakness. Real freedom is doing what is necessary, even when it is difficult. Because when you can do that, nobody can control you. Not your boss. Not your circumstances. Not even your own fear. You become dangerous, in a good way. Now let me challenge something you believe. Most people think discipline is painful because they focus on the moment. Waking up early, painful. Exercising, painful. Working when tired, painful. Yes, in the moment, it is uncomfortable. But what happens after? After you wake up early, you feel proud. After you exercise, you feel strong. After you finish your work, you feel confident. So tell me, is that pain? Or is that power? The problem is most people only look at the first 5 minutes. They don't see the next 5 hours. They choose comfort now and suffer later. Disciplined people choose discomfort now and enjoy freedom later. This is the trade. And life always collects its payment. You either pay with discipline or you pay with regret. There is no third option. Now let's go deeper. When you control your morning, something powerful happens inside your mind. You send a message to yourself. I am in charge. Not your laziness. Not your excuses. Not your past failures. You. And this message, repeated every day, builds self-respect. And self-respect is more important than confidence. Confidence can disappear. Self-respect stays. Because you know, no matter what happens, you will show up. You will act. You will move. This is why discipline is freedom. Because once you build this trust with yourself, you stop depending on outside validation. You don't need people to push you. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't need motivation videos every day. You become your own source of power. And let me be very honest with you. The world respects people like this. Not because they are loud. Not because they show off, but because they are consistent. And consistency is rare. Now here is where it becomes dangerous. Once you understand this, you cannot go back to being average. Because now you know the truth. You know that your life is not controlled by luck. You know that your future is not decided by others. You know that your mornings are shaping everything. So the next time you wake up, and that voice says, stay comfortable, you will remember this moment. You will feel the tension. Because now you are aware, and awareness creates responsibility. This is where real change begins. Not when life forces you, but when you decide. But let me make this even more practical for you. Because understanding is not enough. Many people understand discipline, but they still don't apply it. Why? Because they don't have a clear system. They don't know what to actually do when the alarm rings. They feel motivated, but directionless. And without direction, motivation disappears quickly. So now we are going to remove confusion. We are going to make this simple. Very simple. Because success is not complicated. People are complicated. There are 6 small actions, 6 simple things you can do every morning that will slowly, quietly, powerfully transform your life. Not in one day, not in 1 week, but over time they will build something inside you that nobody can take away. Strength, focus, control. And most people, they know these actions, but they ignore them, they delay them. They underestimate them. And that is exactly why they stay where they are. So now the question is not, are these actions powerful? The real question is, but there are 6 simple actions, and most people ignore all of them. Let me share something with you, not theory, not motivation, but something I learned the hard way. This did not change my life in 1 day, not in 1 week, not even in 1 year, but over time it built something inside me, quietly, slowly, powerfully, and that's something nobody can take away from you. Not failure, not rejection, not even success, because it is not outside, it is you. Now listen carefully, because this is where most people make a mistake. They hear ideas like this, they feel excited, and then they do nothing. Not because they are lazy, but because they are waiting for the perfect moment. There is no perfect moment, there is only this moment. So let's make it simple. Very simple. 6 actions. That's all. Not complicated. Not magical. But if you do them every morning, even when you don't feel like it, they will change how you think, how you act, and how you live. And remember, these are not secrets. They are choices. Number 1. Wake up before your excuses. The first battle of your day is not outside. It is inside your mind. The alarm rings and immediately your brain starts negotiating. 5 more minutes. You slept late. You deserve rest. This voice sounds reasonable, logical, kind, but it is dangerous. Because every time you listen to it, you train yourself to delay your life. When I was younger, I didn't have a comfortable life. I didn't have many options. If I stayed in bed, nothing would change. So I made a rule. When I wake up, I get up. No discussion. Simple rule. Hard execution. And here is what happens when you do this. You win your first battle, and that victory, even if it is small, sends a message to your brain. I am in control. Now compare this to hitting snooze. You lose your first battle, and your brain learns something else. I give up easily. You see, it's not about waking up early. It's about who you become in that moment. Because how you start shapes everything that follows. But here is the interesting part. Waking up is only the beginning. Because even if you get up, your mind can still defeat you. Number 2, move your body before your mind creates fear. The second action is simple, but powerful. Move your body immediately. Why? Because your mind is very creative in the morning. It creates fear. It creates doubt. It reminds you of everything that can go wrong. If you stay still, your mind becomes stronger than you. But when you move your body, something changes. Your energy shifts. Your focus sharpens. Your emotions stabilized. You don't need a gym. You don't need 1 hour. Just move, stretch, walk, push yourself a little. Because movement is not just physical. It is psychological. It tells your brain, I am active. I am alive. I am moving forward. And once your body starts moving, your mind follows. This is how you break fear before it grows. But most people do the opposite. They stay in bed. They check their phone. They think too much. And by the time they get up, they are already tired. Not physically, mentally. So remember this, before your mind controls you, control your body. Now once your body is awake, we must wake up something even more important. Number 3. Feed your brain, not your doubts every morning. Your brain is hungry. The question is, what are you feeding it? Most people feed it noise, social media, negative news, other people's opinions. And then they wonder why they feel distracted, insecure, unfocused. Because you are feeding your brain junk. Would you eat garbage for breakfast? No. But many people do exactly that with their mind. So here is the rule. Before the world talks to you, talk to yourself. Read something valuable. Listen to something that teaches you. Remind yourself of your goals. When I started learning English, I didn't have perfect resources. But I used what I had. I practiced every day. Small progress. Because I understood something. If you don't educate yourself, the world will program you. And the world does not always have your best interest. So protect your mind. Feed it ideas that make you stronger. Because what you think in the morning becomes how you act in the afternoon and how you feel at night. Now your body is active. Your mind is focused. But without direction, you are still lost. Number 4, plan your day before the world distracts you. Let me tell you something very direct. If you don't plan your day, someone else will. And you will spend your time building their dreams, not yours. Most people wake up and immediately react. Messages, emails, notifications. They don't lead their day. They follow it. And at the end of the day, they feel busy, but not productive. So here is the habit. Before the world demands your attention, decide your direction. Ask yourself one simple question. What are the most important things I must do today? Not everything. Just the important things. Then focus on those. Because success is not about doing more. It is about doing what matters. When I built Alibaba, we didn't try to do everything. We focused on what we believed in. Step by step, clarity creates power. Confusion creates stress. So every morning, remove confusion. Decide your priorities, and then protect them. But there is something deeper than plans, something that gives meaning to everything you do. Number 5, reflect on your mission before you chase results. Many people wake up and chase results, money, success, recognition. But they forget something important. Why? Why are you doing this? If you forget your mission, you will lose your direction. And when things get hard, and they will, you will quit. Because without purpose, a discipline feels heavy. But with purpose, a discipline becomes meaningful. Every morning, take a moment. Just a moment. And remind yourself, why am I doing this? Who am I becoming? What kind of life do I want to build? When I started Alibaba, people didn't believe in me. Many people laughed. If I only focused on results, I would have stopped. But I had a mission. And that mission gave me strength when results were not there yet. So connect to something bigger than today. Because today is just one step. Your mission is the journey. And now we come to the most important rule. The one that decides everything. Number 6. Start small, but never skip. This is where most people fail. Not because they don't know what to do, but because they try to do too much, too fast, and then they quit. They wake up motivated. I will change everything today. They do everything perfectly for one day, maybe 2. Then they get tired. Then they stop, and then they feel like a failure. So listen carefully, do less, but do it consistently. Start small, wake up a little earlier, move a little more, learn a little every day. But never skip, Because consistency builds identity, and identity builds destiny. If you skip once, it becomes easier to skip again. If you show up every day, it becomes easier to continue. This is how discipline becomes natural, not forced. And over time, these small actions become who you are. You don't think about them anymore. You just do them. And that is real power. Now let me bring everything together for you.